Let me tell you, bro. First of all, Kendrick is my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm sitting there up at the top and Kendrick walks right past me. I'm talking about like, and I'm just like,
oh my God.
Him, nigga. Low key, but I control myself. You feel me? I really wanted to be like,
Yes.
Bro. You feel me? I had to grab the nigga hair and shit. No, I just like, I ain't gonna do that. But I wanted to be like, what's up, man? But you know what I'm saying? I just kept my cool and it was a dope moment for me because I'm seeing the guys that I look up to. You know what I'm saying?
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the StereoVision podcast.
Come on, what's good? We got another very special episode, very special guest. It's episode 59 coming at you.
You know what I'm saying? You want to introduce yourself?
Okay. You know what I'm saying? My name is Yoshi Vintage, aka the real Pokemon, aka Big Rose, Big Woman, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Flint, Michigan. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do this rap team, you know. Something like.
Not even like. You really be spitting, bro.
For real.
Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you for blessing the podcast.
Appreciate
you
you for having me.
We heard about you a little minute ago, and since we tapped in for real, you've been like really like climbing up our list of rappers, you know what I mean?
Thank
you could
you.
spit for real.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You say you all the way from Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan.
Do
Yep.
you stay out here or are you still in Michigan?
I stay out here.
Okay, how long you been in LA for?
About 5 years now.
Okay. What prompted the move? Was it music?
Yeah, it was the music. It was a lot of things.
Yeah.
It was a lot of things, few things. But yeah, I have to get up out of there. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean,
Cold.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't do that. But Flint kind of going crazy right now. With
Yeah,
the rap shit. Honestly,
yeah.
like,
Shout out YNJ, YRS Graham. Shout out Free Rio.
All of
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
honestly, y'all having a moment right now and all over Michigan for real. Did you know that was going to happen when you was out there? You feel it
yeah.
kind of about to pop off?
First of all, like, it's Beecher. That's going up. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
I'm from Beecher. That's the neighborhood. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah,
So
say
look, I knew it. In high school, we all rocked. We all hung together. We all would go on this street called Flamingo Street, and we would just be spitting. I'm talking about just
Y'all was our
freestyling.
homies?
Yeah, all
Everybody
of us.
linked
All
up?
of us.
Okay,
All of
okay.
us. Yeah, we would just be freestyling on the corner. And I've been on Jaquavius and YNJ since like probably first, second grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
First, second grade.
YNJ's from Flint.
Yeah.
I always thought he was
from
actually from
Beecher.
Detroit. Okay, Beecher, yeah.
You
Flamingo
from Beecher,
Street.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense because I'm hearing your music, right? And you super lyrical. But that's kind of, I feel like Detroit is kind of.
They are too, though.
Exactly.
They are
That's what I was
too. They
gonna say.
just be fooling.
I was going to say, like, I feel like
yeah.
y'all are keeping that shit alive right now. You know what I mean? But in the most unique ways. You know what I mean? Like, you're really bringing, I think, the younger generation into a new wave of lyrical rap and shit.
I appreciate
like
that.
That shit tough as fuck.
I know. I had always fucked with like YNJ and Sada Baby, and I thought everyone was mad fun. But it was Babyface Ray that really had me start listening to everything that the people from Detroit were saying. I'm like, damn, no. They're spinning like just as well as like anyone else making music right now. It's not just like fun. It's like
Yeah.
the
Vezo
realest real.
too. Shout out Vezo. Vezo.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually have a video where I rapped for Vezo when I was like 15.
No way.
And I worked at this studio called. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I'm pulling it up for y'all.
Oh, we'll clip it. We'll clip it right here.
All right, yeah. I rapped for. Oh man, it was hilarious. But yeah, I rapped for him when I was like 15, and he was like mind blown. He gave his. He had y'all to watch it. Y'all to see what happened.
Nah,
but
he
it
was impressed.
Yeah,
He
it
knew what
was.
the
It was
deal
dope.
was.
Yeah, because 15-year-old Yoshi was cold too. Like. I only got colder years and years and years and years. I
That's
just
tough.
kept getting colder.
You know, people don't become a star; they're born a star. You know,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, I wasn't made for it. I was raised for it. You know what I mean?
Say that.
So you always been rapping, it seems like.
Yeah.
Or like, when did you get introduced into music?
Man, I started performing since I was like 8 years old.
Okay,
I think I was 9 and I won this talent show and I got the audition for American Idol for Randy Jackson because I was a singer face.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like 9 to 10 years old and I auditioned and he was just like, you're a little bit too young, but when you get older, you're gonna be a beast.
I ain't heard that nigga Randy Jackson's name in a minute.
I know.
That's the original American
Yeah, that's how
Idol.
you know. Look, that's how you know. You feel me? Yeah, original
That's
American
tough.
Idol shit. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Was, was it like a musical household for you?
No.
Okay.
Actually, yeah and no.
Okay.
Because my father, he was in the band. He, first of all, he the coldest at the guitar and the piano. I'm talking about crazy with it.
Okay.
My mom was, she rapped a little bit.
Yeah.
Like growing up, her voicemail, she would be rapping on her voicemails and stuff. And like, but I remember she said some line, bro, and I always say it to her, and she be dying laughing. I'm like, man, you used to rap too. You be acting like you holy now, but you used to rap back in the day. I remember. Like, but yeah, it was definitely a lot of gangster rap playing.
Okay.
Like my mama was before she got in the church, you know. But she got in the church. She was that
changes you, you know what I mean? She was in the Kirk Franklin after that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at first she was into Trina, Trick Daddy, Gucci, Gangsta Boo, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? She was into that shit.
R.I.P. Gangsta Boo,
yeah, R.I.P. Gangsta Boo. For real. So, but yeah, she was into that. And then I have all older brothers. I have all brothers, and all I heard was I was listening to Gucci in like 06.
Wow.
Bro, you know the amount of people that be talking about Gucci Mane being one of like their introduction to rap? That nigga was running shit for years.
People don't know, man. I was hearing Gucci in like 06. My older brothers was, cause my older brother was a rapper, like legit gangster rap shit. Okay. And like yeah, so I heard Wayne. Wayne was my favorite rapper for a long time.
That's my goat. That's my goat.
Look, man, I used to be about to fight folks about Wayne. Like I used to be like, bro, what? I know you ain't talking about Wayne. Like, I used to be tripping. I look, when he went to jail, I had every Free Weezy shirt. I was not playing. I might know every Wayne verse. I might. I don't know.
Okay, wait. So now that I know all this, you clearly know your rap history. I need 2. What's your top 5 all time? Top 5 female rappers. I need both of them.
Okay, we go to female rappers first. Okay. Top 5 female rappers. I would have to say number 1 is Lauryn Hill. Like that's who
Easy.
I
GOAT.
That's it don't get no colder. I remember when people was on the internet trying to undermine my good sis, and I'm like, bro, y'all sound crazy. There will never be anybody colder than Lauryn Hill. Period. It don't matter how bad you want them to be. They won't never do it like Lauryn Hill.
Say that.
Anyway, that's number 1. Number 2. Ooh, if I would have to say number 2, I would have to add Missy Elliott. Missy, man, she's one of one.
She might be the most influential to me.
She might be. Like, she's one of one. Can't nobody do it like Missy. You know what I'm saying? I would have to say Missy number 2. I would have to say Kim number 3.
Okay.
Had to add Kim in there. I would have to say number 4 would probably be Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rhapsody is the illest. Matter of fact, shout out my sis Rhapsody. Rhapsody is the illest. And like, if we weren't talking about like, you know, adding in the legends too, Rhapsody would be number 1.
Can you drop the
you know
Rhapsody?
What I'm saying?
If you're watching this, we need you to drop.
Yeah, look, Rhapsody.
We need a project.
You already know. Look, she already knows. Shout out my good sis. But and the last. And number 5, and I know folks gonna get mad, but then I ain't trying to put her at 5 because honestly, she's number 1 too, but Nicki Minaj has to be number 5.
Yeah.
She has to be like, no matter how people feel about whatever they feel about her now or whatever, but Nicki came in the game in 09 and never stopped, and she did her shit.
It has body.
You know what I'm saying? She was bodying niggas.
Like, it don't matter if you like
came
her.
Came up with it a little bit. I came out. Look at my queen. Got that wrist down. Go. Like, don't get me started, bro. I knew every
Monster.
You know?
Off hearing Monster the first time, I didn't even know she was like that. And I hear that verse, I was like, you can't really. Like, that's peak. That's like peak. That's crazy to me. Okay.
Pink Friday came out right when my sister started driving her car, and she was the first person other than my parents that I was like riding around with.
Yeah,
and she was
Nicki,
laughing that was big.
They can say how they feel, however, but Nicki, she was innovative, definitely a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
you don't even have to like her; she has to be in your top 5.
Yeah,
that's
just has to be. That's what it is. She has to be.
Yeah.
There's no way you cannot say unless you on some hater shit. I don't know.
Shout out to legends, but Yoshi Vintage finna be up there soon.
Yeah, look, Yoshi Vintage finna come in. No,
let's not talk about it. How'd you come up with that name?
My brother did.
Okay.
So I've been Yoshi Vintage since 7th grade.
Okay, yeah.
So my brother used to say I looked like Yoshi because my nose was big. For real. Because my nose was big. And so I just started going with Yoshi. And at first it was Supreme Sushi Yoshi. I don't know, bro.
That's so hard. Supreme Sushi Yoshi?
It was Supreme. Yeah, because I used to, look. When I was in, I used to be heavy on the fashion shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I used to be, I was the only nigga out there rocking Supreme. You know what I'm saying?
You had Supreme for everybody.
Like yeah, bro.
On the skater shit.
They used to be roasting me because they didn't know what it was. They be like, bro, what you got on, bro?
Yeah.
And I used to be like, bro, you don't know nothing about this. You know
just
what
wait.
I'm saying?
Now niggas want it. Now everybody want it.
Yeah, you feel me? You know, so, but yeah, so that's what Supreme Sushi Yoshi came from. And then, because I remember my mama finally bought me one Supreme shirt, and I washed that motherfucker I hand washed that motherfucker every other day just to wear it. You feel me? Look, the bread start peeling off.
My little one Supreme shirt, I love that shit to death, bro. I love that.
But after that, I started getting heavy into like vintage clothing, like hella 90s style, and like just. I don't know. I just fell in love with like thrifting and shit, just out of nowhere, and that's where vintage came from. I was just like, all right, Yoshi vintage, that's me.
Okay, fire, yeah. I can see it a little bit. You know what I mean? I think like fashion is the first way you really get to express yourself when you're young. True. You know what I mean? So that's real instrumental.
Actually, that's how I find out how like a person's mindset. Okay. When I meet somebody, not trying not to judge folks off their clothes. I ain't saying in the way of like, nigga, you ain't fresh, there's something wrong with you. Not like that. I mean your individuality. That's how I decide if somebody is their own individual by off what they ran. Because to me, if you too quick to just wanting to rock what everybody else rocking, you wearing the same wig, same outfit, same what everybody else got on, I'd be kind of looking like, yeah, you might be a little crazy, my G. Like, if you just into doing what other folks doing, then look, I ain't gonna tell you what to do.
And it's how you wear it. Cause I look at people from the feet up. That's my bad habit. Cause I love shoes and shit.
That's what my daddy be saying. He be like, you gotta look at that nigga.
You gotta make
my daddy always say, look at that nigga socks. His socks dirty, you can't talk to that nigga. He used to say that all
That's
the
a
time.
fact though, you know what I mean? Cause everyone gonna wear their shit differently. Everyone got their own little swag. Yeah. But you gotta, have your own shit at least.
Yeah, at least have it. If you gonna finesse the look a little bit, at least finesse it all the way. Don't just don't be looking like no clown out here, man.
You just gotta care about what you look like. It don't matter if it's what everyone else likes. If it's like you care about looking a certain type of bummy, just care. Show me that you're into it. You know what I mean?
Sorry, type of bummy, that's hilarious. But do your own thing. That's all it come down to is just do your own thing. Like if you're gonna be doing what somebody else doing, at least do it in the way you can do it.
Yeah.
Don't be just doing what other folks doing.
Show me that you care about shit. I hate apathetic people. You know what I'm saying? That's literally my least favorite people in the world. It's like, okay, whatever. Like, show me that you like something. Show me that you have interest.
Yeah, man. A lot of people, it's because a lot of folks is brainwashed. They don't like to take risk on being a free thinker or like stepping outside of the box because in their head is, everybody's gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Exactly. If I'm too different, everybody's gonna think I'm crazy. I'm not gonna fit in. Like, man, you crazy. 100%. If you think I'm gonna walk around caring what folks think, I love when people think I'm crazy. Please think I'm crazy. I am crazy.
Exactly.
So I want to get a little bit more into your personality, and I see you saying big womb energy a lot.
Big womb. Shout out Solo. You know what I'm saying? He know about that.
Can you describe that to the people? What does that mean to you when you saying that?
Big womb, you know what I'm saying? Big womb. I'm a tiny person, you know what I'm saying? But like I feel like my energy radiates like I'm like 8 feet tall, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
But I'm like 5'2", you know. But big womb is more so just embracing just who you are, just strongly, just standing 10 toes down on who you are. And it's big womb is like a womb is very strong. You know what I'm saying? A womb can carry life. It's woo. You know what I'm saying? So it's like big womb. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't even explain it. It's like
it's
you know what I mean?
It comes across in when you perform live. Really, when I hear your music, because that the way that you described it, it doesn't sound like it's something that could only be applicable to like women. You know what I mean? Like anybody could really understand.
Anybody
that
can
and
be
relate
big
to that,
womb. A man can be
mean?
big womb. Big womb is just big womb. You know what I'm saying? Like you know your roots.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Have you always been that confident though? Have you always been so sure of yourself, or is that something that you had to develop over time?
Man, to keep it 100 with you, I think this year is the first time I ever felt 100% confident in myself. Okay, I grew up. Man, I just grew up different than a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely was confident because I was just like, at a young age, I decided to just say, I don't care about nothing. I'm finna be me. Yeah. And it came with a lot of, man, you weird. Or it came with a lot of like, why you doing that? Or it came with my parents even being like, oh man, why you just can't be like normal and what you want to rap for? Go to college and you know what I'm saying? Yes. Like it came with a lot of that, but I don't know why my young mind, like I stayed strong and like, so like I can say I've always been confident, but I think this year is when I don't know. I bloomed this year for some reason. I bloomed this year for some reason. I don't know if it's because, like, I woke up one day and was just like, man, I'm me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I don't care about how other people feel about it. I know I'm authentic. I know I'm one-to-one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna give you that real shit. I'm not gonna sell you no dream. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't got to put myself on. I'm already me when I wake up.
Type shit.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people ain't like that. That's why you get it. I know a lot of people who they meet some of their favorite artists or people they rock with and be like, man, his attitude was weird. Let me tell you why, bro, because the nigga never got attention growing up. So now that, no, for real, like, you know what I mean? So it's like now a lot of people be feeling like they got to put on some type of cool. You should be cool already. You should 100%. Be cool when you wake up. You shouldn't have to act like you cool. Then you really not.
Yep.
Then.
Be
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I mean? I think when people start to act outside themselves or trying to do something to think that they think people are going to react to or like, you know what I mean? That's where they fuck up.
Yeah, that's when it's like you not being authentic. That's when it's like
it's exhausting to do an act every day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Day. I couldn't do it.
Man, look, and that's why I stopped wearing wigs. Like I couldn't do it no more. It got to a point where I felt like I was putting myself on. I'm waking up and yeah, it was just too much. It just I was so layered up that I didn't even know who I was no more. Yeah. I was just like, who am I? I'm taking all these layers off and I'm looking in the mirror like, who is this person? I had to get to know myself all over again the last 2-3 years, and that's why I'm at where I'm at. It had a lot to do with LSD too. So shout out, speak on it. Yeah, it was a journey, you know.
I feel like if you derive that confidence from anything other than yourself, it's just bound to be temporary.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why my favorite part about your story just now is that you don't know what the incident was that really made you fully feel like yourself. Yeah. Because I feel like too many people will be like, oh, like I finally got the girl and then I became confident, or I finally got the check and I became confident. And like, if you have to derive it from something else, it's gonna flee. You know, it's gone.
Look, man, a lot of people not happy in this. And you will meet these people and you will see that they not happy. Let me tell you why, because they thought the money would do it. They thought the women would do it. They thought the men would do it. They thought all this would do it. But they ain't know, like, true happiness come from inside. And it comes from the people that's around you too. Yeah. If the people around you ain't solid and they not correcting you when you wrong and being yes men all in your corner, you gonna fail. You gonna take an L every single time.
Totally. Can we
only as strong as your tribe, period.
Totally. 100%. Can we talk a little bit about how you feel like LSD prompted this personal journey for you? I'm really interested.
My mom about to be
we don't have to, we don't got to, but I'm just really interested in that.
So I don't smoke or drink, never have.
Okay.
Never. So up to the point I did LSD, I had never even smoked weed before. You feel what I'm saying? So I jumped to just took acid one day. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, somebody who had never been high, never been drunk before in their life.
That's insane. Yeah, I can imagine.
Bro, when I say I cried for an hour, bro, like, bro, it went from to
yeah,
like it went, bro. Like, look, it was crazy, but it took me all the way back to when I was born.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was a crazy trip, and I stopped wearing wigs and makeup for a long time after that because my manager P, he told me don't look in the mirror, and I did it anyway.
Yep.
And I was like, man, I look fucked up, man. Like, bro, crazy. Yeah, and it changed me. Like I literally the next day I didn't feel like the same person no more. I felt like I was somebody else, and at first I felt like I lost my mind for a minute because I was just like, bro, so you telling me that we are vibrating right now and they did sometime mind where we can't see these vibrations jumping off of each other? You know what I'm saying? Like I was tripping for a minute, but it was well needed.
It's really crazy to take a step outside of your own personal psyche and to be able to see things from a totally new point of view, see yourself from a new point of view.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like it's kind of done for me, is you can really analyze your own life without seeing it through your own eyes, in which case it's going to dilute it. You know what I mean? You can see it from a totally new perspective, you know, and kind of make changes that you might want to make, but you might never even realize you want to make, you know?
And I feel like we as people, there's so much like armor we put up, you know what I mean? Like just things to protect from like other people judging us, you know what I mean? Society judging us or whatever. But like when you're kind of out of your own head and you just are like vulnerable, I think that's when the most personal growth happens. It's difficult. You may be crying for an hour or something, can't look in the mirror, but I think the end result and what comes of that is going to be 10, 20 times more beneficial.
Look, man, all I know is that you cannot grow without being uncomfortable or without some form of like tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Like for some reason, even though it's like hard to accept that, but like, man, it's if you are in a very comfortable space and in your head you thinking you growing, but it's nothing happening, man. You thinking. You self-sabotaging yourself into thinking that you growing. But when some shit happen that make you test who you are, test your life, test everything around you, test your mental, your spiritual, that's when you know it's like real growth. You know what I'm saying? Really you find out who you truly are.
Totally.
Does that come across in your music a lot for you? Like, is it difficult for you to kind of like describe that vulnerable aspect like in your music?
Definitely. Like 48458 was all of my armor on one album. Like I was really letting all that armor go. That's why he was just like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like letting the Uzi off from 48458 because I had so much armor on me. I was 19 when I created that project, so I was fresh out of Flint, and it was very hard. Like there was only a small amount of vulnerability, even though it is, because I am still telling my story on that album, but it's not in the way the new album is. I can't explain new album hard, but like that one was me. I still had that armor up, and like my mama viewed vulnerability as weakness. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So my mom was very headstrong. Like I never seen her cry really before. I never seen her show like any emotional type of effects growing up. She was very like, you gonna see me never break, so you would never break. But she didn't realize that it wasn't really a good method, especially for a young woman. Like it can work for a young man, whatever, I guess. Maybe even then, like a lot of men, not it's even then, because men be, I'm a man, I can never, you know, they be very like that. But like, so picture that being pushed on the woman. So I was very masculine. Like it took a long time for me to become like, to embrace my femininity also, because I viewed it as like, well, like it was very like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I felt so strong in my masculine because it was my layer, you know what I mean? It was that protective layer that I thought that I needed, which it helped me from a lot of shit. Like 100%. I was able to not go through a lot of things that a lot of people have went through, but they also affected me in ways of where not being able to express myself in a relationship, or not being able to like get on records and be vulnerable. Like it became like I was living in a prison of myself. You know what I'm saying?
The way you grow up affects you a lot, and like you learn from that, you know what I mean? It makes you who you are, so you should never be ashamed of that. But like I think what's dope about you is that you're able to like kind of process what you wish would have been different, or like maybe like what you learned from that, and now you're sharing that with the people. Because I think that vulnerability, while it may be difficult for you to express, when I'm looking at your live performances and shit like that, you know what I mean, or just how you talk and act on Instagram and stuff, like you're inspiring a lot of people.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I feel like you're preaching a positive message, you know what I mean, of self-acceptance, self-love, confidence, all that. So, you know, it clearly hasn't been detrimental to you, you know?
Thank you. I appreciate that for real. Because that's what I just want to put strength on people. A lot of people, they pushing fake strength. They pushing 100%. Like, slap that nigga in the mouth and take his money. Even though I'm heavy on that too. But
if necessary.
When necessary. But like at the same time, man, that's all ego, and it's all fake confidence. And that's why a lot of people, they don't know love, they don't know a lot of things, man, because the music get in your head, and then you look up, you sitting back like, damn, man, I didn't pushed away every relationship. I didn't portray some type of person I'm not even.
And for what?
For what? Because this person that's rapping this song ain't even doing none of that. This person like at home cut it up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And you embracing all this, thinking, you know what I mean? So you just gotta be very mindful. Like me, I'm heavy on. I believe that all rap is necessary. I'm never on that, I don't want to hear the certain type of female rap. I love all of it, but at the same time, messages should always be there, period. I don't care what nobody, people can say what they want to say. You should when we looking at how the world is now, a message should be pushed. If you're not pushing the message, it's clearly there's something wrong with you. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just push a message. Just don't say nothing.
Push a message.
You know, I'm not gonna tell you what to talk about. I'm not gonna tell you what the message is.
I'm not gonna tell you what the message is.
Push something.
Just push something.
It's back to the
it
clothes.
Ain't always gotta be. It don't have to always be slap the nigga, take his money. It don't gotta be that every single time. If it's that every single time, man, you need to do some soul searching.
They bigger than
You know what
that.
I'm
And,
saying?
I don't know. We're really big on intentionality over here.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
there's no perfect or right way to do anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you should have intention in everything you do. Have purpose in what you're
Right.
doing. You know, at least meditate. Think about what you want to do before you do it. Say it. Whatever. You know what I mean? It'll make the art better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like I give an example. Like shout out my big bro Soul. Like his album Herbert just dropped. Get
Fire.
that. You know what I'm
Incredible,
Tap in,
incredible
tap in.
project. Gotta
Get
hear it.
that. He's the king at that. You know what I'm saying? His balance with himself is so dope. Like he still say shit like I still wish he gave up the butt.
I'm
Like he
bucking,
still
bro. That
he
shit is
still
so
saying stuff
hard.
like that, but like you know what I mean? Like but the balance of you know what I'm saying, him being able to still like say things that's meaningful and still push a message at the same time, and that's why I love Soul so much, man, because his authenticity, you know, I can't pronounce every word, but his realness and all that, man, it's one of one, and I really like
How
as
you
an
first
artist.
meet him?
How did I meet him?
Yeah.
Oh man, okay, so all right, so I performed at this show, right?
Okay.
And at the time, my boy Tiz, he was interning for TDE.
Yep.
And 6 months later, he followed me on Instagram, but never hit me up. Like, and 6 months later, he out of nowhere and was just like, "Yo, what you doing today?" And I was like, "I don't know you, but I ain't doing nothing. What's up?" You feel me? Like, "Yo, I seen you performing. I want to pick you up. I want to hear the music going on. I don't know about your life and all this." So he drove all the way from Santa Ana all the way to LA just to sit in the car with me
Wow.
and just hear about what I'm trying to do and all this. And he like, "Man, because Q was on the Blank Face tour. He was like, Q got a show tonight. You want to come with me?" I was like, "I ain't got no ticket." He was like, "Oh, don't worry about that." So that was actually the first time I met Keem. Shout out Keem. And we get there and Keem, he let us in through the back. And let me tell you, bro, first of all, Kendrick is my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm sitting there up at the top and Kendrick walks right past me. I'm talking about like, and I'm just like,
Oh my
rob
God.
him, nigga. Like, low key, but I control myself. You feel me? I really wanted to be like,
Yes.
like,
Grab
but-
that nigga dreads, bro.
you feel me? I had to grab the nigga hair and shit. No, I just like, I ain't gonna do that. But I wanted to be like, "What's up, man?" But you know what I'm saying? I just kept my cool, and it was a dope moment for me because I'm seeing the guys that I look up to. You know what I'm saying? The guys that
Yes.
like, you know. But after that, he was just like, "Yo, I really love your energy. I want to bring you around this and whatever." And like a few weeks later, he brings me to Soul's video shoot because they was working on Do What Thou Will, and he brought me to the Raw Backwards shoot. And he was trying to introduce me to Pac Music, shout out P and Star everybody. But I was too nervous. I was like, I don't know, I don't want to meet them. Like I don't think I'm ready yet. And he ends up sending them my music anyway. But that day is how I met Soul because I didn't supposed to be back there. I went to the bathroom and I was trying to creep out. And I think he can just feel women.
You was trying to sneak up out of there?
I was trying to sneak to the bathroom, and I think Soul can feel women. He can feel when a woman is in the facility or something. Like, and he was like, "Excuse me, how you doing?" And I was like, and he's like, "Hi, all this," and he's talking to me and my homegirl, and we in our head like, "Nigga, this is our favorite rapper. I don't know what to say to you." So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just smiling and nodding, like, but afterwards, yeah, I performed at the backyard show that he booked me for. They had another artist and she was on there, and after they seen me, they was like, "Yo, you are cold, man." And after that, I worked with P and them for, honestly, I didn't get introduced to Soul right away. I met him at the video shoot, but P didn't introduce us until we worked for a good like 6 months. And I made the song 48458 and he played it for Soul, and so I was like, "Yeah, she doing." Like, so P was like, soon as he heard that I'm the only one under 21, like he was like, "Yeah."
That's tough as fuck. So you, every time I hear about Ab-Soul, it's always like he's one of the kindest, most genuine people like ever. So it's dope he was able to really just be like, "Yo, your shit is fire. Like, come fuck with
And
me."
I feel like I got closer with him like recently, which is crazy. And like he was really there for me a few months ago when my mom got real sick. She had a stroke. She was in the hospital for like 3 months. I had to go to Flint and I was in shambles. Okay. And like he was really in my corner, man. That's when I knew that it was like deeper than music. You know what I'm saying? That's when I knew that he really cared about me as a person. Cause it was a time where I had hit rock bottom. Like I'm talking about I was in the room and I was, thoughts was racing, you know, and I didn't know. I knew it was so many people I could call, but for some reason I called him. I don't even know why. Like, and I called him and like, after that, my love and respect for him was just at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? So shout out, Unc. You know,
I love that you and something that Nico said when Nico was on the podcast last week was in times of need, they felt like they should reach out to him. You know what I mean? Even though there were other people that might have made more sense, like the fact that you both instinctually reached to him, I think speaks a lot about his music and like the way he was able to communicate pain that he's seen in his life. You know, like I think to like a track like Book of Soul, you know what I mean? And how like I feel like I know him when I hear a song like that and could trust and talk to him. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And just even all of his loss, like Soul has experienced loss on ways I don't even know, like how he's still standing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what makes him so special. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, losing your love and then your best friend. Rest in peace, Doe Burger. You know, that was my, oh man, that was my boy. Like, it get me to this day. Rest in peace, Doe. Good could be better. You know what I'm saying? And to experience that, you know what I'm saying? I always, you know, he's a strong person, man. I'm really blessed to be able to learn from him and just to be around him. You know what I'm saying? And just that he accept me in his space. You know what I'm saying? It's love.
What a mentor to have. What like an amazing figure to have in your corner.
He a fool. That's the thing. Soul is hilarious. People don't know he crazy, bro. Soul is a fool, man. He's so funny. Like people don't even know. Like he's hilarious.
What's one of your favorite like Ab-Soul moments? Like just funniest shit you seen him do? That you can say on camera.
I don't know if I can say any of them on camera, but hey man, bro, like. Yeah, Soul is crazy, man. Let me think. I'm trying to think. Oh, I know one, but I can't even say it.
No worries.
But it was just one time we was in the studio, man, and he was in there acting a fool, bro. you give him a little liquor, you already know he gonna turn up. He turned into the drunk uncle at the cookout.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
He turned into the drunk uncle at the cookout, man. Like for real. Shout out Unc though. Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit more about like your studio sessions. What's your process like when you're writing and recording?
A lot of people don't know that I suffer from 40% hearing loss. It's actually gotten worse. That's a story for another day. But it's a hard process for me. Like I can't hear beats the way everybody else hear them. Okay. Like there's certain sounds I've never heard and I can never hear.
And this has been something you've had since birth?
Since birth. Okay. My father is like it, and like a lot of my uncles are deaf. Really? So yeah, it was hereditary. And so I hear beats different. So me and P, we usually like to just sit down and build the beats from scratch. Mm-hmm. So and that works better for me because when I perform, I know my songs so perfectly that you can play the song in at 1 minute 30 seconds. I know exactly where it's at, and I can pick up like that. Yeah, like that's how much I had to learn it because I can't hear it, so I have to know when it comes in and stuff. So and yeah, so usually I write from scratch, or sometimes I write a cappella. Like I like to write full songs a cappella, and then we like build the beat around it. Like that's the funnest part to me. And but yeah, that's pretty much it. Usually we probably talking, acting a fool for about a good 2 hours, and then we get you gotta talk a little bit before you get the right.
Just get in there and get straight to it.
No,
yeah, you can't just get straight to it and shit. So, but yeah, we get to acting a fool for a minute, and usually something out the conversation or just anything, we'll just end up like creating something. Or if something been heavy on my mind, like P is like my evil twin, for real. Like he get me, you know what I'm saying? He already be knowing, like he know exactly what mindset I'm in. I don't never got to be like, hey bro, can you do it? Like he know exactly what to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out P, man. He's like, yeah, man. I always feel like he saved me as far as this music shit, cause like I could have never met him, and I wouldn't have known where I was going in this shit.
And you met him through Pack Music?
He's the owner of Pack Music.
Shout out, Big Boss, the Big Boss.
You know what I'm saying? Big Boss. You know what I'm saying? Big Bucko.
Okay,
so
you know what I'm saying?
Knowing that you can't, like that you don't hear beats like everyone else, when you're like listening and like crafting these instrumentals, do you say like, fuck it, I'm still gonna make what sounds good to me? Or do you have some people in there like, I know I can't hear this, how does it sound to you? You know what I mean? Are you making music for you or for what you think the average person like hears like?
Well, Soul always say you make music for the people, not yourself. Mm-hmm. So I say like, when it comes, if we talking about two different things, if we talking about in the studio and trying to pick what I think sounds good, like everything is vibration for me. Because when you suffer from hearing loss, everything has to feel right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear the sound, it has to feel like a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? So it's all off energy when it comes to making stuff. But sometimes I'll be like, P, you sure this sound right? He be like, bro, I don't gotta tell you how to rap. You know how to rap, bro. But for the most part, yeah. But if we talking about just making songs, like sometimes, yes, if I'm going through something heavy and I'm like, okay, I need to get this off, then it might be for me, but P might hear it and say, man, somebody else gonna feel this. But for the most part, you should always make music for the people. You know what I'm saying? Like Punch said that like you should drop words like me. You should say words like I or you speak to the people, not at them.
Yes.
You know?
I like that. I like
Shout
that.
out Punch, man.
That's
Shout out
good
Punch.
game.
And that's crazy because you are a big performer. I feel like with a lot of people that, are still coming up, you know what I mean, still trying to get that, like, really get to that crazy big status. They don't do a lot of performances, but you are like a vet in that shit. Do you love just like being in front of the people? Is that natural for you? I
love performing because it's simply me being on the grind. It's simply me working for everything. Like 2017 to now, I can genuinely say I've done 300 to 400 shows.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it looks like it though. Like you could tell,
can't
for
you?
real.
Yeah, I did so many shows because I was like, look, okay, if I don't got the big backing like everybody, I don't got the big cosign like everybody, I ain't got this, whatever. All right, I'm going to work then. I'm going to do I don't care if it's 2 or 3 niggas at the show. I'm going to do every single show I can see. Yep. I don't care. And I did that and I built everything from the bottom up. Can't nobody ever take none from me because I built a solid foundation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing to hear because that's really like so many artists need to hear that and understand that because it's definitely difficult to do shows all the time, you know what I mean? Like the energy, having to bring that out for a crowd you may not know in a place you may not know as well, you know.
Oh yeah,
like,
I done had some bad shows.
But what you gain from that and what you learn from that when you at 1 million followers and people is packed out at Coachella, it's gonna be light for you.
Yeah.
Because you've done it 1 million times.
1 million
you know what I'm saying?
man. Like a lot of people don't be wanting to perform because it requires real energy. It's not just being on Instagram and you gathering followers. Them niggas could be bots.
Exactly.
How are you ever going to get some real fans if you're not going to give them real energy?
Yeah, if you're not going to give them real energy. And that's why a lot of people, they blow up. They might, I ain't even trying to say it like that, but folks be blowing up in their city and they can't go nowhere else because like they be just giving low quality performances, low quality videos, low quality, like bro, I'ma go above and beyond, man. It be me and the homie Daniel and Ari. We be on set, just 3 of us, and we making these videos looking better than some of these industry videos.
Y'all really working.
Yeah, and we care about our craft. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna be in front of the car, man, rapping, even though sometimes it's necessary. But like man, I know the greats. I see who I look up to. I see, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to be great. I don't want to be local, man. I want to be on these stages. I want to be Grammy, Oscar, TV, movies. I want to do all of that, man. And the only way to do all of that, you got to put 100% in all the time, man. You can't be trying to like, you know, like, yeah, you can do a little whatever, you know what I'm saying, get rich quick little scheme and you get to popping for a little bit, but after that then
longevity.
What? Yeah. I'm heavy on that, bro. So if it's gonna take me 10 years to get where I'm at, but guess what, in 10 years I have $100 million, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I won't be folks saying like, oh man, remember 10 years ago, man, you was popping, you had that one song. I ain't trying to live that life. I ain't trying to live that life, man.
I think that's something that we really like preach over here, you know what I mean? Doing things the right way will definitely, like 9 times out of 10 is going to take longer, but the foundation will just be so much more solid. You're gonna have like gather real, genuine people who fuck with your shit. Like,
being real always gonna take longer. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna take longer because it takes people longer to process it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like eating healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes a little bit longer to break down, but I mean that meat gonna fuck you up. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying, nigga? You eating big ass burgers and shit, that's gonna mess you up. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck with the burgers though.
I do too. Like I do too. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and you gotta have it in moderation. You know what I'm saying?
Moderation.
Like I'm all with the ignorant foolishness, but like it's with moderation though. It can't be just, you know what I mean?
The long game is so important. One of my favorite moments on the podcast was we had a studio owner named Barry come through. And he was talking about, you know, if it needs to take 10 years for me to do what I want to do, it's going to take 10 years, but I'm prepared and it won't take 11. Because that 11th year is where, you know, if you can get it done in 10 years, you get it done in 10 years. If it takes 20, it takes 20. But just not having it take longer than it needs to. You know what I mean? Putting in the work and being committed to the plan, but just always being ready for the moment. And it sounds like that's what you're doing by performing these shows. You know what I'm saying? You're really preparing for the moment.
And shout out Vero for taking me on my first tour too. You know what I'm saying? That was even a new experience for me.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Huh?
Who brought you out?
Her name was Vel 9. Shout out Vel. She the coldest.
Yup.
She took me on tour, and it was right when COVID hit. That was the worst part because it got cut short. But it was a great experience, you know, to go to a lot of different places, meet so many different type of people, and watching myself go in front of a crowd that, like, I mean, I'm always in front of crowds that I don't know, but going in front of a crowd in a different city where the vibes could be different, I would be nervous, like, whew. But I remember that first night, I ate that shit up.
Yeah, you were crazy. Say that.
That first night, man, I remember I was nervous, but I was like, man, you know, I don't care. I'm finna go in there and do my, man, I had that.
What city were you in?
It was New Mexico.
Word.
Man, I turned it
New
up.
Mexico.
Man, I turned New Mexico up, man. Like, I turned it up.
Do you have like one performance, one show that kind of sticks out in the crowd as one that you like, especially memorable, one of your favorite performances?
Moog Fest. And why? Because shout out Kia. Because I was performing at this small show and it was only 5 folks there, right? I'm talking about literally 5 people there. And he seen 2 guys walking, and he said they looked like they was doing something with their life or whatever. So he was like, yeah, y'all go in there. This girl, she's cold rapper, like, go in there and watch her perform. And they went in there and they seen me. Come to find out, they worked for Moog. Like, you know, Moog, the
synthesizer?
Yeah, the synthesizer. They worked for Moog. And he was just like, hey, we're throwing, they see me perform afterwards. He was like, we're throwing this big festival. It's called Moog Fest, and we would love to have you on it. And,
wow.
And I was like, you know, I'm thinking he lying, keep it real with you. I'm like, but he like, no, he was so, like, I touched this man in a whole nother, like, you know what I'm saying? And he was, matter of fact, shout out, I forgot his name. Oh my God, I feel bad. I think it's Jacob.
Hey, shouts out though.
Shout out Jacob at Moog.
I believe it's Jacob at Moog. And he was like, he was just like, oh my God, you so dope and all this. And afterwards, he got our information. Man, performed in front of 5 people. Ended up getting us a $2,000 check, hotel room paid, flight. All the homies was able to go, and we went to Moog. Now this is the worst part. My flight kept getting canceled. I'm missing my set. Trying to get to North Carolina, man.
Damn.
Finally get on the plane at the time I'm supposed to be performing. And the plane, something happens, the plane has to emergency land. Like, this just started, like, but I'm like, man, come on, I can't die now. Like, you feel me? So it lands. And so now I'm like, I didn't miss my set. People tweeting me, like, mind you, I don't even know any of these people was coming to see me. They tweeting me like, where is Yoshi Vintage and all this? And I'm like, oh, no. I felt like a real artist though at that point. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't get there. So I finally get there, and they end up moving me to the next day, which was good.
Clutch.
And so I go into the conference, because it was this big ass thing where they showing new Moog keyboards. They like all types of stuff. And this Japanese girl, she got somebody speaking English for her. He comes up to me. He was just like, she's from Japan. Like, it's you and a few other artists she came to see. I swear on my whole life. I got the video. I'm gonna show you the video. Yeah. And she was just speaking. I don't even know what she's saying, but I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, man, we waited all night for you yesterday. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, my flight got canceled. And yeah, that was a crazy moment for me, because I was just like, for me,
all the way from Japan,
you got someone to travel over the ocean.
Yeah, for real. And so that night I performed, and it was so emotional. I'm talking about the crowd was crying. And I'm gonna give y'all that for the too, but the crowd was crying. People was coming up to me like, man, like, you special for real. And that was just so emotional for me, because I know how long it took to get there. The story about doing in front of 5 people and then leading to getting there, like, and that's when I knew that hard work really matters. You shouldn't worry about it's not about how many people looking, it's about who's looking.
Yep.
You can have 10,000 people looking at you that can't do nothing for you.
And it's it's not on our timing, you know.
Yeah.
What I mean? It's whenever it's supposed to
It's
happen.
on the Lord.
You literally on God's timing.
You feel what I'm saying?
You can't force it for real.
You can't.
You
It's
hear
all-
those stories about performing for 5 people, but I don't think I've ever been told one face to face. That's really, really dope and a
Yeah.
testament to like put in the work. Go perform for
real.
no one. Go.
Oh, cause my manager, he be looking from a distance like this. Like he be looking at me like, man, you about to perform like it's 5,000 people in
They
front
go
of you.
crazy.
Yup.
Just digging into my eyes. And I'll be like, all right, bro, let me jump up and down. Shit. Guess we turning up today. You feel me? Shout out P, man.
Yeah. So I kind of want to get into the new music.
Okay.
But before we do that, I want to know what kind of led to the break between this and I think the last thing you dropped was the single VCR.
Oh, yeah.
So what led to the break and just dropping music?
Well, I mean, after 4458, this is a crazy story. When I dropped 4458, I was in Flint because I went to celebrate it out there with the homies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back and I got this big rash across my face.
Okay.
Now, it was crazy because I
Like-
was like, what is this? Like, I was so confused. Now, come to find out, a month ago, I found out I have lupus. Yeah, that's a whole another story. But I'm just breaking down like how it happened. So
Yup.
I couldn't shoot any videos. I couldn't do any shows because this rash, it was hurting. It was burning. Like, it was crazy because I'm like, bro, I just dropped my album. I can't even do nothing right now because my face is like messed up.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not even
And you
knowing
was
what
sick.
it is.
And you
And I'm
felt like
sick
sick,
than a
yeah.
mug too. So that kind of, to me, that made everything, it pushed everything a little bit because I feel like, damn, your first month after you drop, you're supposed to be going crazy with the content, you know? So we did start dropping afterwards, but I can say that like I peeped the things that I needed to do, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
after the album came out, I was like, all right, next album I gotta do this differently. I need to do that. Even though I was excited that people was hearing music, but I knew that it was like things that I needed to do. But mainly the pause really came in, I'ma say, I did a lot of shows after the album came out. And I don't think it was a need for new music for a while because people was still like
was living with
eating-
it.
Yeah, they were still living with it. I was still like eating off of it. I was getting hella features. I was doing a lot of stuff. But I think the pause really came in was, I think 2020 is when like I really just wasn't making music and stuff like that because I was trying to figure out what was next and I was still finding myself. I started feeling weird, you know what I'm saying, by wearing the wigs and all of that. And it just got to a point where I knew something was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I knew that some type of growth was needed. So we took a pause for a minute. We were still doing a lot of shows. But I was just trying to find my rhythm. You know what I mean? I wanted to grow. Like I desperately wanted to grow after 4458. I did not want to make the same thing
And
again.
how old were you at this point?
I was 21 at that point.
Okay, yeah. So that's
So,
an important time. Like,
yeah.
you trying to figure yourself out, figure your life out and shit.
Exactly. I was 21 and I wanted to grow and I figure out what do I truly want out of this life. I'm like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? What do I want? I spent a lot of time like portraying all types of stuff, but I'm like, who am I really? Outside of my childhood trauma being from Flint, outside of me loving music and like just wanting this shit, who am I and what do I truly want in life? The feeling, what feeling do I want to get out of this? You know what I'm saying? And you have to know that answer because if not, you will be chasing shit that you be chasing the high, man. And
the wrong things.
The
things
wrong
that don't serve you.
things. Yeah, things that don't serve you. Yeah. And so it took a lot. It took me just trying to figure out like who am I? What? Like what? Like, you know what I'm saying? The question was like, what? Like, you know, and eventually like something sparked. I feel like it was my relationship that I'm in now. Like that sparked it. Like it was new for me because I had never been in like something real serious before because for a long time I was like, I don't care about no man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do this music. Like, man, if you can't do this music, and then I'm in my head like, if I give it somebody, they gotta rap good as me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then he ended up being able to rap good as me. Well, you know, so he could still get ate up on the record when need be. but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he sparked something. Like it was a new experience for me. And he really helped me grow as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like just like I said, I was super masculine. So in the relationship, that was a lot of our problem because I'm super alpha. That's just who I am. I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, we doing it my way. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very like that. But then when you in the relationship with somebody that's alpha also, and we both was like fire, we both are fire signs. So it's both like, what? Like, it's just very like, you ain't gonna tell me when you ain't gonna tell me, you know? Yeah. But it took a lot. It took me like really realizing like, okay, so you have to be able to hear what the person is coming from, even if I don't feel what you saying, but you gotta be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, reciprocate the energy. So just being with him, being able to talk about my childhood trauma, being able to have somebody take the weight off of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like something that's real, that's really needed. You know what I'm saying? Like in life is like a best friend and or a person that you truly love. You know what I'm saying? Because people be mistaking relationships and not knowing that they're your best friend too. You know what I'm saying? So being able to express yourself and really like take the layers off for somebody and they not judge you. Like he didn't judge me at all. He just helped me grow. Like that was, I think that's just helped the new music. I think that's what put me into the place I'm in now, because I was able to not feel judged by the one person that, like, I ain't gonna say I love the most because I love my mama, but that I love him in the whole nother way that I never thought you could love another person. It's a different type of love. It's like a you know what I'm saying? It's like I'll kill for you, nigga. Like
it's really that deep.
You know
it's the person you like pick to love. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have people built in that you love more than anyone.
And mind you, he was like my best friend for like 4 years, and I couldn't stand him back then. I was like, bro, why do you want to hang with me all the time? You feel me? But you know, he perfect. But it's like really, that. Really that helped, and it helped the music too, because I was able to be vulnerable and able to express myself and take the layers off. So yeah, shout out Kia.
So then, when did you start recording again, like creating again, working on this new body of work?
Ooh, shout out my nigga Wavy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Wavy. Look, so I had took a break for a few months because P been getting lit out here. You know, he a little too famous for me now. You know, a little too famous for me. You know, so he started working a lot, and so. You know, we all try to make sure we are doing our own thing. We try not to like be too much on each other. Everybody, you know, everybody got motions. Yeah, everybody got motions for sure. So I ended up getting reconnected with my homeboy Wavy, and he had these Airbnbs, and I'm gonna say the last 6 months we just been like since summertime. I would be staying at his house for months, and we working, recording every night, back to back to back, ideas, figuring it out, and just it sparked something. The whole alpha beta thing, you know what I'm saying? He helped spark that too. And we was able to really like get intention. And that's one thing Soul said when I called him when we was working. He was just like, man, I'm ready to hear the music was going on. I'm ready. And he was just like, look, if you're going to record with intention. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So once I started doing that, like it was easier to put this new project together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I had intention. I was like happy, and that's why everything been flowing and the new music sound good now. You know what I'm saying?
You've been talking about this like real confident. It sounds like you ready to drop again. Where did you come up with the name Alpha Beta?
I wanted to do a side A. Okay, so when we was recording, I realized that some songs was like hella like rap, and then some songs was like me singing and shit, and it got to a point I was just like, okay, something's happening here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm sparking something like it's two sides. You know what I'm saying? See on both sides like Chanel. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, well, I need to do a side A, side B thing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. I tried to figure out a name, and when you start forcing stuff, it don't be sounding right. You be sounding crazy. So I was like, nah, this ain't working. And then for some reason, I was just like, I remembered I had a record called Alpha that I made in Flint. The lead single is called Alpha. I made that record in Flint. Okay. And I was just like, Alpha, okay. So I'm like, I identify heavy with that. So I'm like, obviously Alpha is beta. And I'm like, that's also me. I'm like, all right, Alpha beta shit.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to, this project I'm able to fully show every layer of me, fully show who I am. You know what I'm saying? In all aspects. So
and your range, because going from rapping to neo soul is not like a jump that many artists can make.
Yeah.
Have you always kind of just had a love for both genres of music?
Yeah,
both of them?
I did. Like, remember I told you I was a singer before I was a rapper. So I grew up in a hella soulful house. You know, I told you my mama heavy in the church. I'm hearing gospel, oldies all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been heavy on soul, and I'm from Michigan, like Detroit, Motown. You know, it's so crazy. My boy, he always say that my music is blues to him, just because of being from. You feel what I'm saying? And I identify when he said it to me. I was like, damn, I feel it, like, cause I'm like, it is like it's that.
I be
you know what I'm saying?
That,
it's that. I be speaking from that. You know what I'm
Totally.
I definitely forget that Motown is in Detroit. You know what I mean? And that connection
Aretha
is always
Franklin.
there. Literally.
Michael Jackson. You know
I don't know why
what I'm
they feel
saying?
like
All
Memphis
that.
to me. They feel like, but that is like.
Oh, it's that. Look, they say Michigan folks ain't nothing but Memphis folks with coats on.
Okay. I'm glad someone else made that connection.
Yeah,
then.
no, we hella country. Like Michigan folks, we like I'm hella country. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear it too. Like I'm hella country, but it's a combination of the East Coast too.
Okay.
So it's very like. Yeah, it's like both. It's like hella like her, but then it's like super country. Like all I know is soul food. That's all I know.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? All I know is soul food for real.
Yeah. I'm
glad-
family from Georgia. So
Oh yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All I know is soul food. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad we're gonna get you singing on the new music, because
Yeah.
I was running through the catalog and I came across a song like "Banks the Butterfly."
That's my song.
That is one of my favorite songs in the catalog, and I was like,
thank
damn,
you.
she can really fucking sing too. like it's like the duality. So I love that we get to see a lot of that too.
Thank you.
Is the new project finished, or are you still working on it?
It's finishing it. I ain't finished at the same time. I would say 80%.
Okay.
Because we at the point where like we not adding no more songs. Okay. Now we just re-recording some things that need to be like higher quality. Adding more layers. We're gonna have like a lot of interludes from my mama on there.
Cool.
So because it's honestly homage to her too. Yeah. So it's just more of that. Now we building it, like making sure that the story is being told, you know what I'm saying, perfectly now. So I would say, yeah, it's done, but it's still a little bit more ways to go. But P was saying like March will probably when folks
that's the
in
goal.
March,
Okay, yeah.
March probably.
Be on the lookout, tap in, you know what I mean? That's gonna be really, really tough. And you're gonna get back to doing shows and stuff too?
Yep.
Awesome. The people are excited to see you for real. Okay, I only really had like one more thing to ask you about really. Okay. I seen you was with Diddy. And that was kind of crazy. How you meet Diddy? How you pull up on Diddy? And was you rapping for the nigga?
Yeah, let me tell you what happened. So, shout out Gina, Chrissy. Shout out Gina, Chrissy, man. Gina is a stable out here in LA, man. She's really dope. She's really putting on opportunities for creatives. You know what I'm saying? Really like people who really need like help getting on certain stage or getting certain eyes on them. Like she really be like making it happen. So shout out Gina for real.
Playmaker.
Shout out Salis too. Shout out everybody. So Chuck Dizzle. But she put me on this Revolt show. Yeah, and mind you, I didn't think I was gonna get on it because I was like, man, this lady don't know who I am. And people was tagging me, but more people was getting tagged. I'm like, but I forgot that a lot of people that I know her. So some of my folks was like, man, Gina, look, you need Yoshi, man. I'm telling you, like, you don't know her, but get her on there, man. You never, you know what I'm saying? She been supporting ever since then, you know what I'm saying? Some people got to see it in person, you know? So she put me on the event, and yeah, it was so dope, man. Been on TV and all that, like, yeah, it was cool.
Nigga, Diddy?
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
That's
Let me tell you. So afterwards, I was like, all right, and you know what I'm saying? It was crazy because look. All right, so it was me and Kia's anniversary. Okay. And we was at the beach. Yeah. And we just living it up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, take me to Sephora. You said you was taking me to Sephora. You feel me? He like, I don't feel like doing all that, man. And all that. I was like, no, we going to Sephora. And he like, it closed at 6. I said, well, I found one that closed at 7:30. And so he like, man, all right, let's go. So
I'm going.
Bro, Diddy is walking in the middle of the intersection, man. Like, cause there's no cars. Like, we was in the real ducked off park. Like,
was walking
nobody there. Walking in the middle of the street. While somebody filming him. Walking in the middle of the street. And Kia is a fool. He like, man, look at this fool. He think he Diddy. And I was like, right,
no
look
way.
at it. Yeah, he like, I swear. And we like, right, he think he Diddy. And then we like,
No,
Oh,
he really
man,
is.
that is Diddy, man. And then Kid said, all right, bro, you got to go talk to him right now. Look, hold on, let me show you. Look, Kid set up the place so good because his security was like, he working right now. You know what I'm saying? Give him a second. All right, nigga. You feel me? So Kid waited till his security was at the top of the cliff. So if he jumped down, RIP to you, nigga. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So he was like, Diddy was at the bottom. His security was at the top. So there was no way he could be able to get me. So Kid was like, go right now. You gotta go right now. So I go up and he's smiling like, man, his smile even look rich. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that nigga don't have no worries, bro. You got a B in the bank account.
You could tell he ain't got no worries. And like, bro, he was just chilling, man. Like, and I walked up. He's like, hey, what's up, Queen? And I'm like, oh, I know I got him now. So at first I was in fan mode, like, but I was like, something in my head clicked. It was like, all right, if I talk to him like a fan, he gonna treat me like a fan.
Yep.
So I turned it off, man. And I was just like, yeah, my name is Yoshi. I just did report. And he was just like, oh, word? He was like, show me. You know what I'm saying? People think you're capping. So I saw him. He was like, oh, shit, you really just did report? And I was like, yeah, man. He was just like, okay. He was like, where you from and all that. And when I say Flint, like when I say the Diddy shit dropped, like he became like a person. He was just like, oh, okay. He was just like, so how long you been out here? Like he like talking to me. I was like, man, I've been out here this many years and all this, and we having a real legit conversation. He asking me like how I get my name, like all this shit. He tell his assistant, he like, man, you should be recording this, man. So he have his like assistant start like recording it, and he like, man, let me hear a little rap, man. Let me hear something. And so I was like, all right. He literally made me rap like 3 times.
Off tops.
Like 3 times. I was like, all right, nigga, you hear? I know you can hear it now. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And he was just like, man, look. He was just like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You gonna be good. And he literally gave me his phone. He was like, look, put your Instagram and your number in here. Now he never called me, but that don't mean he wrong. You feel what I'm saying? But like he knew he seen something though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, and we chopped it up. I'm gonna say like even after I rapped to him, it wasn't like all right, bro. We was still talking after that. And it was like a good hour conversation. And afterwards, I was just like, all right, I'm leaving the man alone. Because I peeped something. I was like, the way he was sitting there, he looked like he was going through something. So I ended up finding out that he was there for Kim's passing. And he wanted to see the sunset for her. And I was like, man. And when I told him my real name, I could see how it touched him too. He was like, what's your real name? I was like, it's Angel. He said, Angel? Wow. And I was like, yeah. And he was just like, okay. And so I was like, this nigga probably think I'm an angel. Came down to the Malibu. I don't know. Like, but no, that was such a dope moment. And shout out Diddy for real, because he really did not have to do that because, like, I could tell he like, if I would have came off a certain way, he would have been like, all right, nigga, you gotta get out of my face. But the way I came off, like, he really sad.
It was real. And
it was crazy. And it's even dope that Soul is close with him, so I already know that connection is gonna come again. Like we're gonna cross paths again.
You're gonna be able to bring him the story,
right? Exactly. I'll be like, look,
you know what I mean?
You ain't no way you forgot me now. You feel me?
Out of all the people to tell you, you're gonna be just fine, Diddy's a pretty good one.
Oh man, look,
that carries a little bit of weight.
When he hugged me, bro,
yeah,
I still got that shirt. I put that shirt in the bag and I ain't touched it since because it got the Diddy on it. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
can't watch the Diddy out.
The Diddy, man, it's not. Yeah, no, it's staying how it is forever. I'm not wearing it again. It's staying how it is. You feel me? Not even on no crazy shit, but that was just a moment. Because look, you meet Diddy or you meet Jay-Z, and it's hard to meet either one of them. You feel what I'm saying? It's people that's on that can't even get that close.
You know how niggas be saying you want like, what is it, like 500 million or a dinner with Jay-Z?
Oh yeah.
What you taking though? Don't lie. Why you, my nigga? 500 million or dinner with this nigga?
You even up the money. I think it's.
It ain't 500 million.
I think it's half a million.
Okay, half a million.
You better take that 500 million.
This nigga said, yeah, 50 billion or.
I was like,
50 billion or dinner with Oprah. Like, hold on.
Half a mil.
Half a million a dinner with Jay-Z, man. Woo, hey, look, as much as people try to politic it, because they like, oh, bro, he just going to tell you believe in yourself. 9 times out of 10, he might. But the point they don't be understanding is, it's more so, say if you have that dinner meeting with him, right? And you telling him your ideas and he connects you with that connect that you need. Now, that $500,000 ain't nothing now because now you finna get a $10 million deal. Yeah. It could happen like that too. Or you could take the $5,000 and just keep on going. So it's really either way. Me, Jay-Z is a great And it's not, you don't never know if you ever gonna meet somebody like that. So to me, like, I think I would have to just choose the dinner with Jay, man.
Once in a
because
lifetime.
it's once in a lifetime type thing. You
People
know?
be trying to boil it down to money too much when having that conversation.
They do.
Oh, like 500,000 or the opportunity of like meeting this, but really just talking to Jay-Z.
I'm like, nigga, you
Like-
owe the Amalams about 300,000, so that money gonna be gone anyway. For real, nigga. You done called the Amalams about 10, 20 times, nigga. You that money gone, bro.
I love Jay-Z. It's gonna be nah. I might take the dinner, but if that nigga tell me believe in myself, I'm gonna be hot.
Right.
I'ma be hot, bro.
And he seemed like he would do that. That's the funny thing.
Exactly.
Though. Shout
That's what
out
I'm on.
Jay. He seemed like he'd be like, no, just gotta believe in yourself, man. You know
That's
what I'm
where
saying? You know
I'm
how
at
you
with
talk.
Hey,
That's hilarious.
well, we typically wrap the episodes up just saying what's been in our headphones in the week, what we've been slapping, anyone you want to put on, you know, what you've been listening to, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I've been on shit,
Oh, yeah.
Afrobeat. That song "Call Me Every Day," Chris Brown and
The
Wizkid.
Wizkid, yeah.
Nigga,
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
playing that all the time. Mac Miller a lot. Shit, that new Party Next Door was fire.
I
That
didn't
shit
even.
was
I haven't
crazy.
even heard it yet. I haven't
That new shit
It
was
is?
fire.
Okay, because I love me some party.
Did you
That
hear?
Insane.
Did Rocky drop, bro?
Okay, I'm going to listen.
He dropped a music video
What to a song?
for Angels, but he
For
didn't drop an album. He didn't drop a song. No.
Angels like
The old song.
OG
The old-
off, like, Live Love?
Yeah.
Oh,
He dropped
word.
He dropped a music
Okay.
video for that 10-year anniversary.
I've been listening to a lot of James Blake.
Okay,
Honestly,
yeah.
been kind of in that kind of like ethereal, like moody. You know, it's been raining a lot. I'm not trying to, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so
Why it raining so much in LA? That shit kind of.
No,
Pouring
no.
it
Hey,
everywhere.
man, y'all get used to it, man. I'm from Michigan, man. We don't never get no sunshine.
Man, please.
That's why we all got vitamin D deficiencies.
Hey, tap into Low Shimmy too. He's part of Kodak Sniper Game. One of his homies. He just dropped a single, "Fallen." Very tough.
you love that Low Shimmy Kodak song that you played in the
Very
Aux
tough.
battle.
Yeah, Bounty. That shit crazy, bro.
Yeah. You
Oh.
been slapping anything special lately?
Man, all I'm slapping is Herbert by Absol.
Yup,
man.
say that.
I don't want to hear nothing else, man.
Yup.
If it ain't, yeah.
It's on my. It's
If
on,
it
it's
ain't
on
you
my
love me,
Spotify
then you
right
hate
here.
me, then you love me again. That's all I want to hear.
That's fine.
Say that.
Yeah, well, shit. Thank you for popping out, talking to us. If you want to pop your shit in the camera one time, tell people where they can find you, what they
Okay.
can expect coming up next.
Which
everything.
camera?
Right here.
Oh, okay. What's poppin'? You know what I'm saying? This Yoshi Ventures, aka the World Pokemon, aka Big Rose, aka Big Rome Energy. You know what I'm saying? Out here with the Stereo Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Out here getting it. Alpha Beta, the album on the way. Easy on the way. You know what I'm saying? Finna come in and kill you niggas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
blessed.
Pack
Thank y'all.
music.
Thank y'all for tapping in. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Come
Tell
on.
a friend to tell a friend. We're going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
Peace.